Yeah. So it
That's
was great.
perfect.
So, Patrick, we have an hour, right? Because I have a good hour here to like
We
go
do.
through. Okay,
Yep, we
great.
have a full hour, and we'll do the intro nice and quick.
Don't worry.
So
Don't worry.
that way we'll just pass the torch, and
Yep.
I'll sit down and take notes like everyone else.
So can I ask a really silly question? But you're in Colorado, so where are all of your market centers? Are you in the same city or different cities?
Same city. We're all in Denver, on the
Okay.
south side of Denver, and also in the mountains. So we
Okay.
have Summit Valley, where the mountains are at, and the ski resorts and all of that. And the other two market centers are here in South Metro, in Denver.
Okay, great. So when I think of Denver, you're going to laugh, but I think of Dynasty. Do you remember Dynasty? Like years ago on television.
I do. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's what I think of Denver, Colorado, because wasn't Dynasty filmed there, or it was meant to be?
I think so. I think so. I'm looking around.
Dynasty?
Dynasty, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Dynasty. Yes, of course. Wrong accent. Yeah.
I thought it was Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, was it
Colorado, Texas. It could have been.
Okay. I thought it was Denver. I always thought Dynasty, some of it was Denver. Maybe it was when they went skiing. Probably.
No,
That's funny. Yeah.
Dallas was in Texas.
Ah, there we go.
Was in Denver.
Thank you, Andrea. Now, thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's the Carringtons. They were fabulous.
Yes, the Carringtons. I was 10. So funny.
That is awesome. Well, first of all, it's 11 o'clock. So Lucy, we are so excited to have this opportunity to share some time with you. And thank you very, very much for taking time out of your day. And this is so exciting. You're in Dubai right now, correct?
Well, actually, you didn't know this, but I am actually in England because I go between Dubai and England like all the time. So, but you didn't know that. So I'm between the two.
Oh, that's even better. All right. So what we'll do is let's start, as we start the meeting off here, let's talk about Bold for just a moment, because we had a completely new Bold that happened on Tuesday of this week. And my first question is who was in Bold here this last week? Awesome. So that's not the team leader talking. Who would be willing to share what your experience was this last Tuesday?
I'll go.
Sure, Tim.
Since it's my first one ever doing it, just so energizing, and coming up with the bold statements and rules. Identifying with one of those as to why I got into real estate was kind of a moment of clarity to do the hard work now, do all the context, so that your business and your life becomes easier over time.
Love
Don't be
that.
afraid to do the hard stuff.
Love that, Tim. Thank you for sharing that. So, Jamie, I'm going to call on you. So,
Of course you are.
of course I am. Being a seasoned agent with Bold, right? Like, you've been in Bold how many times now?
So this is my 8th.
8th time. What did you take away from Tuesday, and why was it impactful?
So the last one that was online was a little difficult for me. I feel like I'm a little zoomed out, and I didn't have great expectations for this. No offense, Jake. But it was a pleasant surprise. The engagement with the breakout sessions went really well, held my attention. So it's nice to have that interaction back. And I have to say that having 3 hours online was not as mentally fatiguing as 7 hours in person.
Okay.
Because 7 hours in person, it's hard. You walk out of there after a day of Bold and you're exhausted, just mentally fatigued. And I still had energy yesterday, so that was good.
Okay. So what would you recommend, and Tim, jump in as well, what would either one of you recommend? Carol, were you Bold also? So what would you recommend is why should someone sign up? There's still a week left to jump on board, be Bold. Why should they do it?
It gets you into the habits of doing what you need to do to build a big business, or a business as big as you want it to be.
Okay. Awesome. Carol.
I don't know. I think it kind of teaches you to have a different mindset obviously you have to be positive, remain positive, and when you go through all the steps. So it kind of just puts you where you need to be and to think about what you need to do.
Fantastic. Tim.
Something that's helping me is kind of the accountability piece with the team. That you're not only making that promise to yourself, but to everybody else in your group. And for me, the accountability is kind of nice to be like, all these people are also counting on me to have a successful business, and we're all in it together to get our fair share, you know.
Love that. So it's not just individuals, everyone's in it
Yeah.
like one group. Fantastic. So Amber, if you wouldn't mind putting, or Victoria, putting the link for Bold into the chat. And with that, we're going to introduce our rock star guest, Lucy Parker. Lucy, thank you so much for joining us. And you know, what's exciting about this is how you've been able to master social media and create all of these different platforms. And I know we have an hour, so I'm going to stop talking here in just a moment. What would be your take on Bold, Lucy? Why be in it?
Well, thank you so much, Patrick. And first of all, a massive thank you to Jake, because if it wasn't for Jake, who was my amazing Bold instructor, he didn't even know I was in the class probably at the beginning, but basically he kindly invited me in for a day. I was just happened to be in the US and I'd never experienced Bold. So thank you, Jake, from the bottom of my heart. And you are all so lucky to be going through Bold. I haven't done it properly yet, ever. I've only done that one day with you, Jake. So Patrick, to answer your question, so Bold, I learned straight away is all about learning to stand out, to be bold, and to just go with it and have no fear. And that is so appropriate for my training today, because social media, we're not meant to be a secret agent. In social media, we're born to stand out, and we have to stand out. And because of my social media, I'm able to share with you today how I can help you build your business, because for the last 2.5 years, for free, I have entirely built my real estate business from my social media. So that is, for me, my experience of pushing myself and really being very, very bold, even when at times it's scary. You just have to bite that fear and go for it. So thank you so much for inviting me. I'm going to quickly introduce myself. My name is Lucy. I am English. And right this minute, I'm sitting in England, but I am working out of Keller Williams, Dubai. And Dubai is in the Gulf. It's an emirate in the United Arab Emirates. We're famous for the Palm Jumeirah and probably Emirates Airlines, as you all know. So you should all come and visit very, very soon, and hopefully buy some properties. So anyway, today I'm going to share with you how to really, really create content that leaves an impact, because all of us can post anything we want on social media, but is it boring? Is anyone engaging with you? Is it actually bringing you leads and results? And if any of the questions that I've asked are saying to yourself, well, actually, no, I'm getting nowhere with my social media, nobody ever interacts with me, then you want to take note for the next hour, because I will share with you some really exciting ideas. And we're also going to have a laugh, and I really do want your participation. So please feel free to put things in the chat. And, you know, if you want to shout out something, oh, that happened to me, I had this experience, we would absolutely love for you to share as well, because we all learn together from each other. So just so you know, I've been in real estate 16 years, and the last 5.5 years I've been in Keller Williams. I came into Dubai Keller Williams as the team leader, and then 2.5 years ago I stepped back into production, and I'm selling residential real estate, apartments, villas, mansions, you name it, anything that you can live in and invest in real estate. That's what I do. So let's go to our worksheet. Everybody has the worksheet, right? You have that. Does everyone have that? Was that my mistake? Did I not send it? Okay, that's my mistake. I didn't send it, but don't worry. You're going to take notes. It's even better because you'll learn by taking notes. I'm so sorry, Amber. That's my mistake. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to share my story. So 2.5 years ago, on LinkedIn, I decided I was going to do a video. I was in a penthouse in New York over Central Park. I am the least technical person you will ever meet. So if any of you sitting there think, well, I'm not technical, I can't be good on social media, that's just a limiting belief, because I'm really not technical. And if I can do it, you can do it, okay? So I went in this penthouse and I thought, I'll put a video of me discovering the penthouse as I open the door and walk through. And of course, you can imagine we're on the 80th floor, views of Central Park, down the Hudson River. I knew the views were going to be amazing. So I open the door, get my video on, press record, and I'm walking around. And then I realized the penthouse is so big, I'm going to have to start running. So then I start running, going, oh my goodness, this is such a large place. I'm going to have to run round. I'm out of breath. I'm explaining the whole property 2.5 minute video. 1 week later, that video got me 199,000 views. It went viral. And I'm telling you now, before that, I had never had more than about 4,000 or 5,000 views ever. So I sat there and I was like, whoa, the impact of a video, the reach. And I don't have 199,000 people on my LinkedIn. I have 44,000. So I said, how can I get from 44,000 to 199,000? And that is the power of reach. It's the power of social media. And at that moment, I was like, I paid nothing for that video. And all those people were able to watch my video and now can start to interact with me. And I literally started my social media full stream ahead. Okay. So I'm going to share more about the result of that video as we go through. So what I've found, we're now in a lockdown of different scales wherever you are in the world. In the lockdown, everybody's in front of their screens. We have more opportunity to be in front of people's eyes than ever before. Shouldn't you be there too? So, you know, we used to do flyers. We used to do door knocking. We used to do open houses. Maybe you guys still can. Maybe the lockdown's going to come back or it's already there. But think, what are we up to today? Where are our eyes? Where are our audience's eyes? They're on social media. We have to be there too. And it doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter whether you know social media or not. I absolutely am bold enough to say this, that if you are not on social media, I don't believe you should be in real estate. I really mean that in 2021. You have to have a grasp of it. And it's very, very different ways that you can learn it. It's up to you how you do it. And I'm going to share some of those today. So the other thing about COVID, of course, is that for some of us, we've definitely had to tighten our budgets, right? Think about the economic model, red light, green light. We don't want to spend, but we want to earn. And how are we doing that? My social media is free. I don't pay any money for it. And I'm going to tell you about one of my sales, one of many, that came to me and the amount of commission I made from spending zero. So on social media, it's saving me time, it's saving me money, and it's increasing my exposure. Surely that is attractive to you watching today. And, you know, my aim on social media is to treat it as if everybody on there is an alien from Mars. What do I mean by that? It's so random, right? Well, an alien from Mars, if they were to step into planet Earth, they don't know anything about you. So for example, I just asked Patrick, well, Patrick, where are you all right now? Which cities are you in Colorado? Because I have no clue. I'm the alien. So it's no different when we're on social media sharing. You know, when you share your property in the most well-known mountain, you know, ski resort of Colorado, or maybe everyone in Colorado knows that ski resort, but I don't know it. I'm English. I wouldn't have a clue. So the thing is, you always have to treat everybody as if they know nothing. And it's the same, even I was saying to another market center this morning, you know, like people put the letters CO. I'm foreign. I don't know what CO means. You know, it means Colorado. I don't. I'm the alien from Mars. Same as types of properties or streets or, you know, like abbreviations. So always when you're posting something on social media, we have to think of the alien from Mars. Do they know what I mean? So it's getting out of our heads and into the heads of our audience always. Okay. So before we go any further, just a reminder, and I know that you will have said this in bold as well, you know, what is our big why? Why are we in real estate? We're here to live a life by design and, you know, have an incredible experience in our business and be in profit. Well, the way to do it is exactly what I'm going to show you through social media in the next hour. So that is why you're all here today. Thank you so much for your time. And I would love your participation. So as we go through, if there's anything you want to share, I would love to hear whether it's something that worked or something that didn't work and how we can make it better. So let's go on to the next part, which is what are the goals for social media? And I've got 7 goals if you want to make a note. So the first goal is to be the expert, be the voice of authority online. So do people know us as an expert realtor? Do they know us professionally? Do they know that we know our stuff? Are we seen out there constantly talking about our market and our industry and the data and the facts? And if not, do that and do it regularly so that people understand. And before I even get to that point, if you look at your social media, let's take Facebook. Does it obviously say you are in a real estate agency? Does it say you're a real estate agent? Does it say Keller Williams? Does it say Colorado? I know that sounds crazy, but there's a lot of people's profiles that don't tell me anything about where they are. So go back to your profiles, your LinkedIn, your Instagram, wherever you are, make it obvious. Remember the alien from Mars? They don't know what you do, you do. So be the expert, don't be a secret agent, as I'm sure you're going to listen and hear in bold many times. Number 2, your other goal is your brand awareness. Do people know your name? Do people know what that's synonymous with? Do you have clients that you've known for 20 years plus? How can they get on your social media? Well, now I have a really secret tip that I've used and it's worked. So I've gone back to the days of business cards and I've plugged those business cards into my social media. So I've found them on LinkedIn, I've found them on Facebook, and I've connected with them. Now, I haven't connected saying, do you want to buy a property? No. I'm just making sure that they're watching what I'm doing and that they're starting to experience the life of a realtor. And then guess what? When I post something that relates to them, they start a conversation and hey presto, 6 years may have gone past, we haven't spoken. They're like, oh, Lucy, you just visited that tower. I used to live there. And we start to have a conversation. And before you know it, we're having a real estate conversation. So it's a really good icebreaker. So get them back on your social media. Number 3, as a goal for you, is to create content that educates, that informs, that communicates, and that shares regular community news. So if we think about your town, your state, the country, what is the news? What is happening in your town? Is there a new shopping mall opening? With the lockdown and with COVID, people are on social media. They might not know the local update. You are like the mayor of your town. You're like the mayor of your city. Somebody shared a screen. We've got a really lovely photo of somebody, and I don't know who that is. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I just popped my picture on. I'm not sure how this all works, so.
Okay. Well,
I'm
not
technology
sure.
challenged, so I apologize.
That's okay. Don't worry. I'm the same. I'm just glad that, I haven't put something up there because I wouldn't know how to get rid of it either. So the 4th goal of social media, which, we might have to, can we put the microphones on mute? Is that all right? There we go. If everyone can just switch their microphone to mute, that would be amazing. So the 4th goal for your social media is to increase leads, of course. So increase listings, increase buyers. And how do we do this? So remember my story about my video, right? 199,000 views. Well, this is what happened. That was in the October. 4 months later, I get a message on LinkedIn from a random client in England. I'm sitting in Dubai. And he says, hi, Lucy, I've just seen your post about some new apartments on the beach you're launching. I want to buy one. And he's never met me. He has never visited Dubai, and he's never been in the property that I'm selling, which is under construction. So we get talking, and this happens over about 4 or 5 days. He purchases a property, which is, I'm just trying to work it out in dollars. It would be about just over 1.2 million US. Okay. So net commission in my pocket for selling that property is 25,000 pounds. What's that in dollars? It's probably about $28,000. Okay. So that's my commission from that sale. And I asked him, I said, how did you find my name and number on LinkedIn? And do you know what he said? He said, well, a friend of mine shared a video that you did in some New York penthouse a few months ago. See? And he said, so anyway, then I connected with you. And then I was just watching your social media for the next 4 months. And I could see that you really loved what you do. You're consistent. You're always posting about Dubai real estate. And then you posted this launch and I contacted you. So you see, he was watching me in silence for 4 months. And he was watching, was I passionate about what I was doing? Was I consistent? Did I know what I was talking about? So the thing is, maybe there's clients watching you on your social media right now that have yet to approach you. And they're just waiting to see How professional are you? Is that the person I want to buy my next property with? Is that the person, more importantly, I want to represent my property sale at closing? So remember, everybody's watching you. Number 5 goal for social media is to increase engagement. You want movement. You want people talking, commenting, liking, and best of all, you want video. Because in the world of SEO, search engine optimization, when there's more like weight and noise and movement around your accounts, you go higher up and you're in people's feeds more often. Okay. And I'm not technical, but I'm told that the more engagement, the more you are seen. So on the portals, I don't know about in the US, but in Dubai, when we're on the first couple of pages, we're seen more than if we're on page 60, right? So it's no different in the search engine. Imagine in Google, you're seen before your competition, and ultimately we want to win. We want to stand out. So how can we increase engagement? We can comment on each other's posts. We can share people's posts, or we make a post that is so amazing, people share it. That's even better. The other thing we can do and this is another little secret tip, is if you're wishing people happy birthday, don't wish it on their wall, wish it in private message, okay? Because Facebook, acknowledges your messaging and your engagement, and it puts you higher up in the feed. And actually, just a little side note, when I'm on the birthdays, that's one of my daily habits. On Facebook, every day, you see the birthdays, right? So when it's that, there's 12 people that have a birthday today. So I've been through those 12. I've reminded myself of them. Do I want to still be connected with them? Yes, I ask that every day, okay? And if I don't want to be connected, well, I'm sorry, but they're off, okay? They don't know, so it's okay. And then I will wish them happy birthday, and I will also ask them if we can connect and let's have a conversation. And just by doing that every single day, it's like a little atomic habit that forms day after day. I've worked through my entire Facebook database over 1 year. And I've refreshed my friends to make sure I want to be connected. They haven't like killed off their profile, or, you know, maybe they start posting things I don't appreciate anymore. Maybe they're in a language I don't understand, or, you know, maybe they just haven't posted in a couple of weeks. And I don't want to be connected with people that don't post on social media, because I want the engagement as much as they do. Okay. So that's a little tip. Number 6, the goal for social media is reach, increase the reach. We've already spoken in detail about my LinkedIn video. That's reach. Remember, when you're putting a signboard on the front of your property for sale, what are you doing? Ultimately, it's so that as many eyes as possible can see your sign as they're driving past, right? That's reach. So reach is exactly the same on social media. You want eyes on you, and it's free. You don't have to get out of the house, especially now in lockdown. And you can be literally receiving those clients. And the very last one, number 7, a goal for social media is to attract and influence others positively. Okay. And that is really down to being a live business card. So we all give out business cards, but on social media, you are now live. They can get to know you. They can hear you. They can watch you. They can understand your opinions. And that's so powerful. So really, really important is to now come alive on your social media. Now we're going to go to the next section. Has anyone got any questions or anything they wanted to add on that? I'm seeing a few chats. Okay, yeah, I understand you haven't got the worksheet, but it's fine to be making notes because I think it goes in anyway. So the next page is all about who is our target audience. So who do we want to reach out to? Who do we want to actually post content for? We don't want to post content for the whole world, because we know who we want to post content. And let's be, as we say in the 6 personal perspectives, let's go from entrepreneurial to being purposeful, to being intentional. And in social media, I am intentional. I know what I'm posting, and I know what I want to achieve from every single post. And feel free to go through all my social media, no problem. I'll share everything after this. So who is your target audience is the next section. So now this is completely unique to each and every one of you watching. Have a think about this. If you knew who you sell to or who buys from you, imagine if we could create content to attract them in. This section is going to help you do that. So the first thing is think about your last 5 transactions. What is your average price of property that you sell? Just make a note now, because you're going to create like an avatar, if you like, for you and your target audience as we're speaking. So think about your average property price. Anyone wants to share? If anyone's really clear at any point, please share or put in the chat. I know I talk fast, I've got lots to share, but I'm very happy to share and listen as well to what you have to say. So think about your gender of your client. Do you always work with guys, or do you always work with girls, or is it a complete mixture? That might sound really strange, but think about your last 5 clients. You know, who were they? Because the thing is, if you've always got, for example, and I don't want to be sexist here, but say you've always got men that are buying from you, maybe sometimes you want to do like some cool supercars going up to your property. Or maybe if you've got women buying from you, you might want to, like, I know there's an agent in Miami that started literally breaking down what clothes she wears to every viewing, because everyone loves to know where her clothes are from. So the thing is, she's clever because she knows who her target audience is. So think about yours, you know, do the people that are messaging you, are they all on the ski slopes? And we'll get into that in a little bit. So start to think, who is always the one that comes and buys and sells with me? The next thing is the age. What age are your clients generally? Are they in their 20s? Are they sort of, you know, 30s to 40s? Are they 50-year-olds, or are they retired? Because different age groups respond differently to different content, right? So I don't know Colorado, but what I think I know of Colorado, tell me if I'm wrong, is that people probably buy like holiday homes as well, up in the mountains. And you've got a very, very luxury market, right? Very expensive property. But you've also got people that live in Denver and Colorado, and that's a different age group. Maybe they're coming straight out of university. So think about the age group and make the language, make the content, make the images appropriate to them. You know, I sometimes share the music that I'm listening to in my car. And just from the different music I share, I get different people engaging with me according to their age group. You know, it might well be one day you're like really motivated and you share some heavy metal that you're listening to in the car, and you're going to get all your clients that love heavy metal. And then another day, you know, you're listening to something completely different. And it's fabulous to see the different people that react to our content. So think about the age group. The next one is the employment status of your client, of your target audience. Are the people that you deal with all entrepreneurs and they're like building these multi-million-dollar portfolios? Or are they employees on a 9-to-5 sort of, you know, job mindset? Or maybe you deal with celebrities. They're all coming up to this one ski resort that you're always dealing with. Or maybe they're sports personalities, you know. You might be dealing with students, first-time properties. Or maybe you're dealing with digital nomads and they want to come be in the mountains and work from their laptops. But think about the employment status generally of your last 5 clients, because we can work out a trend. Every single sale that's happened, it's a story. It's telling us a story, and it can help us with our future as well. Cindy has just said, when I think about my clients, they really are all ages and demographics. Well, then, Cindy, you're going to be really, really busy because you're literally doing something for all demographics. And that's not wrong either. Mine are actually the same in Dubai. I have every age group. I have every demographic. So we're very similar. Okay. The other thing is the relationships of your clients. Now, you might think, well, that's a bit random, but I'm not joking. Maybe you've got newlyweds that always come to you and it's like their first home. So your posts and your contents might be all about just got married, you know, honeymoon bliss, or the best places for honeymoons in Colorado. You know, it's just something that triggers and breaks the ice with that audience to attract them to your social media. Maybe you deal with a lot of young families. So then you want to add things all about children and schools and, you know, oh gosh, are you homeschooling right now? How's it going? Okay, so think about the different relationships. This one is really massive, and I do a lot on this. It's the interests of our clients. Now, you guys are all in, sorry, this sounds really cliche, but when I think of Colorado, I think of the ski resorts, okay? So I don't want to keep saying skiing, but I'm sure you have a lot of clients that are skiers, for an example. So, you know, do you share things about skiing? You know, which pistes are open, which aren't, the latest, you know, new lift that's opening, or the conditions? Are you making it appropriate for your audience? Things like, if you attract clients that are really, really luxury, are you speaking about maybe helicopters or private jets, or sharing content that's interesting? Because if that content relates to your clients and they can then comment on it, it attracts them to you, because they're like, Lucy, so for example, in Dubai, I went to this private jet show I go to every December, and the amount of clients that interacted with me in private message, and they were like, oh, Lucy, how long is the show on? How can I get tickets? And of course, they're worth a lot of money. And then we have a conversation. It's an icebreaker, because they're talking to me about the private jet show, because I shared that content because I knew that was my clientele. So, if you think about your clientele, maybe they're all walkers, or they're all training to be Ironman, or maybe they're like, they love dogs, or they go up into the mountains hiking. So how is your content portraying the interests, the hobbies of your audience? I see lots of people nodding here. Please share if you want to, you're like, oh, I'm having an aha moment, Lucy. I'm thinking this is what I can share. Is anyone having an aha moment right now to what their clients are like, oh, I should be posting more about that? We've got other things, maybe books. If you love reading books, I love reading books. I often share the books I'm reading, and I get loads and loads of comments and engagement on that. And you get clients that are like, Lucy, I love Rich Dad, Poor Dad too. And then suddenly we've got a conversation going. I didn't even need to call them about, are you buying or selling a property today? They've contacted me, and we're just having a natural conversation. It's just such a nice way to break the ice. And then maybe, I'm really interested in wealth creation, about how to help others unleash their potential and build a real estate portfolio. So I often share the books I'm reading in that subject. And then you attract a different clientele. You attract the investors. They're like, okay, well, she's reading that book. She's, really interested in that. So just think out of the box. The beauty of social media is nobody can copy you, because you are truly unique. You are you, and no one else is you. So whatever you do, it won't be the same as anyone else, okay? Another one is think about the culture and the background of your clients. So, I don't know what it's like in Colorado, but in Dubai, I'm not joking, I sell and buy to 200 nationalities. Every nationality on the planet buys in Dubai, because it's a tax-free, it's right in the middle of the world, sunshine. So I have to be really aware of different religions, different cultures, different sensitivities, and, post appropriately. So I don't just say happy Christmas, but I'll also say happy Ramadan, or happy Thanksgiving, or happy Diwali, or, happy Hanukkah, for example. So, or, for whatever the religions and cultures. So have a think about, what are your audience? What do they celebrate? Relate to them. It's not about us, it's about them, because you're warm to them, they'll warm to you, and they'll want to be in business with us. What I will note here, I think it's really, really important, is massive note, okay? So 10 years ago, PR, public relations, if you wanted to speak in public, you had to be trained. And I mean, if you wanted to speak on television or with a news reporter, right? What is so scary about 2021 is each one of us can take our telephone and we can just speak, and the whole world listens. And we're not PR trained. We have no idea what we should and shouldn't be saying, and we have to be extremely careful. So, for example, never post politically, never post about religion, or anything that can upset others. You wouldn't post it if you were in the car with that client. If you can't say it to somebody's face, just don't post it. It doesn't matter what we have as an opinion or what we support. I completely respect everyone there, but we don't have to air in public. And remember, we don't need to be PR trained these days, but social media, it's very scary how we can just say things without realizing how much damage we can do. So just a big tip there. And finally, in the target audience, because we're creating this target audience, right? Think about the personal challenges of your clients. So let's think about the issues that we always get from our clients. So think about the questions clients always ask you when you're going on a viewing. So for me in Dubai, I always get asked the question, can any nationality buy in Dubai? All right, I always get that question. So guess what? I did a video on yes, every nationality can buy in Dubai. I did many posts on yes, every nationality can buy in Dubai, because I answered the question that I always get asked. So think about the questions that you get asked. I'd love somebody to share, what are the questions you get asked in Colorado? And it might be completely random, nothing to do with Colorado. It might be to do with real estate, but what are the questions you get asked? Can somebody share? When will the market crash for Malsul? Male Soul. Yeah, well, actually, yeah, we all get that one right now. Good question. So, you know, maybe what you could do is do a little, you know, do a market update on what's happening in the market in January. You know, will the market crash? Well, do I have a crystal ball? That's a really good line. I love the do I have a crystal ball? I've said it every day of my life in real estate. And so, you know, be honest. Another one, here's from Brooksy. You work with a lot of first-time buyers, and a lot of people ask if they have to have the 20% down to buy. Love that question. So you could do a video on how to buy without 20% down payment. Trust me, you'd get so many views. You'd probably go viral, okay? A lot of the time it's in your titles of your videos and your titles of your posts, and you could even do a live. And when you do a live video, make sure you put that title in there before you press live, because if you just go live, nobody knows what you're talking about. A lot of people make that error. So you'll never see me go live without a title. I think I went live 2 days ago without a title. Oh no, I said Keller Williams France family reunion. But otherwise I will always have a title. Okay, and we've got some more comments in the chat. Sorry, my crystal ball is fuzzy, Cindy. Okay, so I don't know what CHFA is. I'm being alien from Mars here, Andrea, but is CHFA, whatever that is, only for first-time buyers? So that means you need to do a post on it, right? You've got to do a post on it because you obviously get asked a lot. And then another one from Laura, I'm in Breck and how do I rent it out? And who will manage it? Love it. So again, that's 2 more posts you can do. And the beauty of social media is you can literally answer that post every month. So every month you're going to do a different way, but answering the same question. So start making notes of, oh, okay, that's what I can do. That's what I can do. Make a note of the top 30 questions you get asked, and that's literally your content for the next 30 days. It's as simple as that. Okay, so just answer the questions. So think about the challenges of your clients. What about their pain points? Do you always get clients saying, oh, I don't know how to get the best mortgage advice, or, you know, how do I know which agent to choose, or how long does it take me to sell a property? There's so many questions we get asked. So do a post on it. But then also think about your clients' dreams and their desires. What are they looking for? Answer those. Okay, so, you know, and you, what's that? Sorry, I thought I heard somebody. So you could answer it by saying, ever wanted a second home in the ski slopes, like on the ski slopes. But so you answer the dream and the desire by putting it as the title. Does that make sense? And people are attracted to that because you're speaking their language and you're answering them. It's like you're answering exactly what their desire is very, very quickly. So think carefully about your clients and their dreams, their desires, their challenges, their pain, whatever they need. Okay, now we go to the next section. This is called, how do you actually create content that will make an impact? So this is the how to. So I've got 10 points here, and we're going to go into each one. The first is brand awareness, and this one is all about you. So first and foremost is you have to sell you. Nobody buys what you have until they know who you are first. They buy from you before they buy what you have. So have you sold yourself on social media? Do people know your skills? Do they know your opinions? Do they like, have you shared the fact you speak different languages? If so, make that apparent. What are your passions? What are you driven by? What's your personality like? Okay. We have to sell ourselves first. Again, I said it before, it's like a live business card, our social media. And, you know, on LinkedIn, which is so like boring and, you know, it's all words. How can you come alive? You've got to share your personality in a different way. So, for example, I also share, the books I'm reading, because people can be like, oh, okay, she likes that kind of thing. I quite like that person to be my realtor. Or maybe share your thoughts, every day when you wake up, share a positive motivational quote for the next 21 days. It's as simple as that. Or in Bold, we have our 66-day challenge, right? Our habit. So do it for 66 days. Cindy's saying, Simon Sinek says people don't care what you sell until what they care why you sell it. Absolutely. It's not about the what, it's why, and it's who you are. Okay. So number 2 is the content that you should create. You shouldn't always be perfect. Be vulnerable, open up to people, be real. Okay. So if you're having a personal struggle, as long as you're comfortable sharing it, share it. If you've just broken down on the road to a viewing, share it, because you're only human. Your client will be like, oh gosh, they broke down today. And they might even comment and say, gosh, you know what? I'm so sorry to see that you broke down today. I also broke down today. You don't know when a struggle is going to resonate with the audience. And, I was sharing earlier that I went out on a run recently and I didn't have my makeup on, and I came back and I was all makeup free and hot and sweaty. I got so many likes and I was like, God, I look like the devil, but I got all these likes. And it's because people look at you and they go, actually, you know what? Yeah, she's quite happy to share like pictures of her without makeup and being all yucky and hot and sweaty. It's being real. And people like to work with real humans. The other thing is we have an agent, I don't know if you know her, Rachel Adams. And, Rachel had a miscarriage last year. She's a top Keller Williams realtor. She had a miscarriage and she shared it all over social media. And so many people sent her private messages and related to her. And, she has built an incredible business. And I know it's all relationship building with Rachel. So you don't have to share everything. I'm not saying you have to. But look, some of you know that. Cindy's like, love her. She's the queen of social media. Rachel's amazing. But the more vulnerable and real we are, the more people relate. Don't be perfect, okay? Number 3, which I love this type of content, is sharing a process. So let's imagine you're preparing for your listing to go live. What about going behind the scenes of the camera, showing how you prepare the listing to go live? Here I am tidying up the garden. Here I am cleaning the living room ready for the photo shoot. Here I am with my photographer, and we're setting everything up. People love to follow a process, and think about it. We're piquing their curiosity for what's coming, because actually it's a really clever way of really marketing the listing before it's officially on. You can even have a sale before it's officially on, just because of sharing the process to prepare it, right? Same thing, like if you're doing a charity event and you're bagging things up, I love it when people are like sharing the process, or we're all, bagging up all this food to give out. Processes are really important. And also processes that sometimes go wrong. There were some of the top agents, they were like putting the sign in the garden, and then they like fell over and their heel broke, and it was on video and everyone loved it, because that's real life. So sharing processes and being real, really key. You don't need to be perfect on social media. The next one, number 4, is really, really obvious, is video. Okay, let's just see some of these comments. So Jonathan says, I love doing DIY construction videos, especially adding value to their home. Jonathan, that's brilliant. Love it. Yeah, I love the before and afters, right? They really show an impact. And Andrea says, Rhonda's staging videos, I love seeing those. I don't know who Rhonda is, but obviously I'm going to find your staging videos. People love staging videos, yeah? That's the process. We all love the before and after when people lose weight, right? That's a process. That's a story, and it works. So also get on video. Now, I know there's some people watching that are like, I'm never going on video, Lucy. I'm never going live. No way. But the thing is, if you're in a car with your client, or you're at a property with your client, well, basically you're on a video with them. You're live. You're talking to them. So how is a video different? You do it anyway, right? We're in an industry where we speak to people. So it's no different pressing the live button. And a lot of the time it's the voice in our head telling us, oh, but what happens if I make a mistake, if I sound stupid? Well, it doesn't matter, because like, even if you sounded stupid, doesn't really matter about that person. if about another 50 people will really benefit from the information that you're going to share, which is of value. So one of the ways I help people as well to get on video is you don't have to go sharing a property on video the first time. Think about something you love. The very first video I ever did in my life, I love travel. And so I just shared a really favorite place I go scuba diving, because I love scuba diving and I love travel. And I can talk for hours about scuba diving and travel. So I did that on video because I didn't need to think. So you could just go live on video about, you know, if you love running, if you like working out, whatever you love. And then slowly you'll build up your confidence and you'll be like, okay, now I'm ready to go live about real estate. And that's the best way in. And I'm telling you now, video allows people to get to know us. It is so powerful. So try video. And I would challenge you all to a 21-day challenge of going live every day from tomorrow. Just do a minute. Just do a minute. How are you feeling when you wake up tomorrow? You know, what's the best thing that's going to happen in your day? And you'd be amazed the interaction and the engagement that you're going to get from last month. I promise you it'll be different. You really will see. You'll be like, wow, I've never seen you live. That is so cool. People are going to start sharing your videos. And when they share, that's your reach. Do you see how powerful this is? And if you're really scared and nervous, you can even read a book. Read a page from a motivational book every day. Just go live reading. I mean, there's so many different things you can do. And if you want some ideas, get in touch with me and I'll help you as well. The other thing as well is if anybody wants me to interview them, so you don't have to think and I'll ask you all the questions, I'm very happy to do that as well. We can do like a video interview. So the next thing, number 5, how to create content that makes an impact are your testimonials from clients. That's so powerful, right? So how was it buying a property with Julia? I can see you in front of me, Julia. I'm not picking on people, but I am. But you know, how was your interaction with Julia? Oh, we had such a great purchase. She was able to save us so much money. It was really, really fast. And then share that testimonial on your social media, right? You can ask them to do a video. And also there's an agent in Miami, he became famous for his Tiffany's bags. So he gave a Tiffany's bag at his like home warming gift in a bag, and everybody wanted the photo with him and the Tiffany's bag when they bought the property with him. And you're like, my goodness, anyone could buy something from Tiffany's over buying a house. But do you see, clients love all those like gimmicky things. And the other thing as well is maybe you can create yourself a really good gift that is completely synonymous to you from here on out. So you could become famous just for your gift. And it could be like bright red, or it could be bright yellow, and it's on every photo when you sell, or every owner when, you know, you first take a listing, you give them a gift. Make it something that becomes consistent and regular, and you're going to get known very fast. Remember, the aim of social media and in real estate is to stand out. Okay, be bold. The next thing is be educational with your content. Now, there's an agent in Boston who has done extremely well last year because she adapted really quickly in the shift, and she started doing investor seminars on Zoom. Okay, so she didn't need to leave her house. Imagine this. She'd have about 40 people coming to an investor seminar, and then she'd speak to them about how to get on the property ladder, how to flip, how to buy a property without putting a 20% deposit. One of you asked that. There you go. You could do a seminar on it. How do you buy property with other people's money? Or, you know, how can I upgrade my property? How can I do buy to let? There's so many different issues. You could also just go, I'm trying to look for my book. Oh, my laptop's sitting on it. Where is it? It's here. For those of you, hopefully everyone watching, you've all read this, right? The Millionaire Real Estate Investor by Gary Keller. So there are a million subjects you could literally teach out of the book. You could do an investor seminar on the book, and then you could give the book away as a prize. So you don't even have to think, just go through a book, go through a chapter in a seminar. And the best thing is that we learn as we teach others, right? So educational content is really, really impactful. The next one is communicate. So be the communicator. And I remember at family reunion about 4 years ago, I'll never forget this top agent. I don't know if any of you watching remember who it was, or you might know him. And he actually said that he became like the mayor of his town. And why? Because he just kept communicating all the news about his town. His town was like 4,000 people, but he was the communicator in the town. If there was anything happening in the town, he communicated the news. So how good a communicator are you? The power of social media is about sharing news. And what I would say is sharing too much, you can never share too much, right? You can never, ever share too much. And you might laugh, but if you share too much, it just means you're standing out and you're being noticed. Okay, so never ever feel scared that, oh, I don't want to like post again today, everyone's going to get fed up with me. That's just a limiting belief to just take straight out of your head. Okay, now funnily enough, we're only now halfway through the training, and guess what I'm going to mention for the first time? Oh, was it Matt Fettick? Thank you, Cindy. Yeah, maybe it was Matt Fettick. We're only now, am I going to mention your real estate listing? So that's pretty powerful that we've got halfway through this training and I haven't shared for you to share your property listing. And I've done that for a reason, because there's some agents that literally spam their properties and that's all they do. And it's the worst kind of social media. So if you're doing it, stop doing it. Like, I will never connect with someone that just has property, or political property. I just get rid of them. You know, they're just so boring. I don't want to know. It's just like the guy that spams you with the mobile phones for sale, or, you know, the girl from wherever with their fake Louis Vuitton handbags, and it's like handbag after handbag after handbag. Well, you're doing the same in your property. You're just spamming. So the thing is, have this ratio in your mind. For every 10 posts, 2 should be about properties that you have for sale. Okay, that's a general idea. So of course it's important to share your property. Don't not share it. Okay, so your social media is the perfect place to share your property for sale, but be different with it. Yep, absolutely, Almi. That's it. Amy or Almi? So it's the 80-20 rule. Absolutely. So the thing is, if you have to share that property every single day because it's a really amazing property and it's exclusive and you owe it to the owner, well, think, how can I market it today and do it a different way? So let's just take, for example, and now you're going to laugh, and I really want you to share your stories because I know some of you will have funny stories that you've done as well. Let's imagine we're back on the ski slopes. I love skiing as well. So let's imagine you've got this amazing property on the ski slopes, right? And the first day you share the listing as if you have it for marketing, right? The normal way. The next day you've got to share it again. So you decide that you're actually going to get on your skis and ski past it and do a video. How cool is that? That's not going to be boring because you've done it different. And then the third day, you could do maybe you walking out of the front door of the house to the local bakery or the local shops or down to the flower market. I don't know what you have by your properties. So you're using your property listing, but you're now thinking creative. You're being different. Does that make sense? Maybe one day you do a drive-by in a supercar. I mean, I don't know people's budgets and what you've got. Like, we're not allowed drones in Dubai. If you're allowed a drone, do a drone. I mean, there's so many different ways. If it's on a lake, go past on the boat. Have somebody water skiing. The more crazy, the better. Okay. Oh, can somebody press their mute? I think somebody's mute's on right now. Okay, 2 more ways of content. One of them is entertaining. So it's got to be fun. It's got to be make people laugh. Okay, so maybe have some quizzes or competitions or giveaways or games. There's an agent that does movie nights and she invites all her clients to a private cinema once a month. That's so nice. And she puts it on social media. So think about, what can I do different with gifts and freebies? I know it's harder in the COVID times, but that's even more reason to think out of the box, because think what your competition doesn't do, you're going to stand out. And finally, on terms of actual content and how, make it inspirational, make it motivational. Okay, so if you can't think of some inspiring quotes, just Google some and think of one that resonates with you and share one every day when you wake up. Just get into a habit. You know, there's nothing more powerful than a really nice quote. And I've actually found these are really effective with a lot of my Facebook friends, no matter what age, where they come from, what they think, because they're humane and they touch everybody in a different way. Okay. So the beauty of social media is, oh, there we go. Jonathan, that's a good one. Love it. I used to do a daily dad joke. I love that, Jonathan. I mean, there you go. And that makes you you, and you would stand out as like that funny broker that does his daily dad jokes. I love it. Amy says, have a watch party. Absolutely. And then Mindy said, you have to concentrate on different areas of the property and attaching experiences, emotions. Absolutely, Mindy. So it doesn't get old. Love that. So obviously you've got pens and paper and you've got all sorts of things coming to mind. Does anyone want to share something that they've done about their property that a client like picked up on and said, I found you because you did this? Can someone share their experience? Anyone? Come on, there must be some. Don't be shy.
I'll share real quick.
Go then. Yep.
Hey, so one of the things I did on one of my last listings is the painter. We had to fire the painter, but it was like the day before photos. So I just put my grungies on and I went over and I painted. And the homeowner took a picture of me painting her house and told all of her friends. And one of my new listings I've got right now is because I took the time to help her get her house painted on the inside.
I love that. William, that's brilliant. And everyone's going to remember, right? They're going to remember William because he was the agent that actually, you know, got the house painted. Love it. You know, like it's just being different and offering that service that others don't, and just thinking out of the box when we have, you know, if you're like preparing the landscaping or the gardening of a property, get involved, share it, video it. Okay. Right. So now next topic is we're going to go to when will you post? Let's think about the times that you're going to post. Okay. So the first one is the time of day. So think about it. Where is your target audience and at what time of day? Is it a good time to post in the morning, 7 a.m.? Is it better once they finish the school run if your clients are mums? Is it better that you're sharing around lunchtime because everybody has a stop for lunch? Now we've got to think about the COVID lockdown. So everybody's probably working from home. So then does that mean you share more often? Does that mean you can now share at 10 a.m. because, you know, the business entrepreneurs out there will probably be online at 10 a.m. They wouldn't used to, but now they are. So think about your audience and about your times of day. And then think also weekday versus weekend. Because also imagine if all your competition's like, well, I'm on my weekend, will you be the agent that is sharing on the weekend when they're not? So you stand out. So just to give an example, in Dubai, our weekend is actually Friday and Saturday. And you may not have known that, okay? Not many people know that until they get to the Gulf. So on a Friday, it's the day of worship, day of prayer, and, you know, others go to the beach. And I know for a fact, most agents switch off. It's their one day they switch off. So I always post social media on a Friday because I know my post will stand out more because I have less competition posting. So it's all about opportunity. It's being different. So you think about maybe all of your, like, you know, fellow realtors, they're not really posting till 10 o'clock when they've got their coffee and they're sitting in the office. Why wouldn't you post at 6 a.m.? Be the first. The next thing that leads me to is the time zone. Because if you've got people coming from different parts of the world or of the USA, they're on different time zones. Maybe in New York, they're already awake. So when you post at 6, they're already awake. They're an hour or 2 hours, I'm not sure my time zones, ahead of you. And then meanwhile, if you go to bed at 11 and you post thinking, I can't post at 11. Well, in Hawaii, it's still like, you know, late afternoon, right? So then actually it's perfect for them. So you've got to think of time zone as well as time of day and week and weekday. The next one is holidays. We went into this a little bit, but think about, you know, who's celebrating what holiday and how can you relate your content? So maybe, you know, you've got Christmas You've got, like, you know, in Scandinavia, I know everyone celebrates Christmas on Christmas Eve. So I'm aware that I do a different post on Christmas Eve and then a different post on Christmas Day. And then we've got Ramadan. So I'm aware of when Ramadan is and when Eid is, because that's my clientele. Maybe, you know, you guys have got Thanksgiving, you've got Hanukkah, you've got Diwali and Ramadan as well. So, you know, when are those times? And how are you posting and relating to your audience? And finally, in terms of when will you post, is the frequency. How often are you going to post? Are you going to post every day? Are you going to post once a week? And it's up to you what you do. No, there's no rule on this, but whatever you do, be consistent, and Bold teaches us that for sure. So I have different, like on my Facebook, I post at least twice a day. And I know that most of you guys in the US are waking up later in the day. So I post purposely later in the day. And I know there's more of an American audience. I know that. At the beginning of the day, my audience is more for my Indians, Pakistanis, Chinese, because they're ahead of me. They're already halfway through their day. So I'm thinking time zone. And then on Instagram, I probably post once every 2 days. On LinkedIn, the same. On YouTube, I was doing 3 videos a week, but of course my YouTube are videos on site. I can't do videos if I'm sitting in England. So that is dependent on where I am. So the thing is, you decide on the times and then stick to it. And Josh here says, best times and days to post on different social media platforms. Well, that's it, Josh. That's what I'm going through. Are you asking me what are the best times? Well, the thing is, you can actually Google best times, but what is the best time for what? Because the thing is, let's go back to your target audience, right? So if you're targeting the 25-year-olds, the best, okay, don't worry, Josh. For the 25-year-olds, the best time of day is probably midnight, right? And it's definitely not necessarily like an early morning. But then for the retirees, they'll be up at 6 a.m. You can post early. So the thing is, there's no best time because we're literally working with every age and nationality around the world. So you have to decide your target audience and then target them. So remember, we're being intentional with our social media. We're coming to the end here. So we've got maximum like 5-10 minutes max. So now where will you post? You know, what social media channels should you have? You may be asking me, right? So the thing is, there's no right to this. What I would say is there are more users on Facebook than any other social media platform in the world. So you'd be crazy not to be on Facebook. I personally chose Instagram because it's very big in the Gulf region, and our average buyer is 32 years of age and younger. So of course I want to go where the younger clientele are, and that's generally Instagram. But I've actually created my largest following has been from my LinkedIn. So I built LinkedIn over 12 years. And, you know, I have a lot of followers and there's a lot of professionals on there. And so it's very, very powerful. And I haven't used my LinkedIn to my max yet, but there's a lot of potential there. And I also do YouTube videos because video shows people the different areas of Dubai and Dubai. It shows me being live, so they get to know my personality. And also, like, it answers questions when they do a Google search on areas in Dubai, okay? What I would say, if you're thinking about Facebook, exactly, Amy, pick one and master it. Up to you. You don't have to be everywhere. You may be on TikTok, you may be on Twitter. I'm not, but we're all different, you know? And now, of course, Clubhouse is coming up. I haven't started Clubhouse because I haven't got an iPhone, but you know, you decide what you want to do and to what extreme. One thing I will say about Facebook is that you have a personal page and you have a business page, right? And I actually post everything on my personal, okay? And a lot of people say to me, but I was always told have a business page. Now, I'm going to explain to you. The power of the business page you need for Keller Williams Command because of your paid Facebook ads, correct? So that is why you have a business page. You also have the business page for the events. You know, like if you have an open house, you can create an event in your Facebook business page and invite people. So that is the power of the business page. Unfortunately for us in Dubai, we don't yet have KW Command. So I can't use that value that you guys are lucky to have. But in terms of Facebook posting, nobody wants to know a business page. Nobody is interacting with a business page because at the end of the day, It's who you are. Remember, going back to the beginning of the training, it's a person, it's a human. So that's your personal page. So Facebook is all about your personal, and you have 5,000 friends on Facebook. Are you using all 5,000? Because now I've shown you some different ways of posting content. You're going to post this content to 1,000 people when you could have had 4,000 more. That's a waste of time in my eyes. So get up to your 5,000 friends as fast as possible. Yes. And I see some of you going, whoa, how am I going to do that? Okay. I literally add people. I go into people's friends and add their friends. Anyone that looks, you know, like they're interesting, successful, they're on their Facebook a lot. I've connected with all the top 100 agents of Gary Keller's. I've gone out of my way to find them, and you can find them through awards and who's on the ALC, because I want to be in business with successful people, whether they're an agent or they're somebody else. If they're speakers, if they're John Maxwell, I know who I'm looking for, and I go out on purpose to connect with those people. And then I have this amazing like feed and timeline of such incredible content every single day. And anyone that was like being rude or, you know, like going too political or whatever, I've just blocked them. I've just deleted them. They don't even come on my timeline anymore. And it's so refreshing. You can just press unfriend and nobody will ever know. Okay, so almost finished, but this is your chance to speak. I'm not very good at letting you speak, I know. So your social media ahas from today. I want lots of people to share what is the one thing they took from the last hour. What is something you were like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. Aha, that's a good idea. Let's go for it. Who's going first? Come on.
I can jump on. I'm Brooksy. Hi, nice to meet you. For taking the time to do this. I love your idea of videoing yourself doing something that you love doing and can talk about for days. So that's my goal. The next 21 days, I'm gonna do a video every single day and just I don't have to talk about real estate yet, but hopefully by the end of those 21 days, I will get to my
absolutely.
So everyone go friend Brooksy and watch all of her videos because I'm holding her to it.
Yay. Okay, so I need to connect with you. Can we ask you what you're going to say, or is that a secret still?
Well, I don't know yet. I'll probably start like on a walk with my dogs, honestly.
Yep. Perfect. And that's it. Absolutely. Yeah. Great. Amazing. Thank you for your share. Who else is going to share something? Here. Not at all. Who else? Come on, we got lots of people watching. I want to hear what your thoughts are. If you didn't take anything away, I'm really upset.
Hi, it's Andrea.
Oh, yes, go for it, Andrea.
I was going to say that live business card really struck a chord because most of my business has been from my sphere.
Okay.
Like people that already know and like me.
Yep.
I have contacts on Facebook, but I don't know all of them personally. So that's okay. So video and my Facebook page is where I'm going to get them to know and like me so they want to do business with me.
Absolutely. And you can even make it into an activity. I put it on my 411. So every week there are action points for my social media that go on my 411. Like add this many followers, do this many videos. So Brooksy, you're going to put that on yours, yeah, for your video every day. So I'm going to do a 21-day challenge in January and it's on your 411. So yeah, really, really powerful. Love that. Thanks, Andrea. Your 66-day challenge. Love it. Anyone else?
I have something. Oh,
yep.
Hi, my name is Rajane. And I like everything that you are doing with social media. I kind of like got the gist of. My biggest thing with my social media is keeping my opinion and my personal opinion out of there. Okay. So so I'm actually relaunching social media because I started social media when I was 14 years old. And as you can so there's like a lot of like mess, junk on there that I want to, clean up and not kind of demonstrate to my followers. So I'm actually going to make that a goal to like keep it strictly real estate, nothing else. Keep it, so yeah, that's kind of something
real
I'm thinking from it.
Real estate and share your hobbies and your interests and what you do when you're not at work. But I do hear you, Rajana. There's a lot of people that tell me it's very hard for me to keep my opinions in. It's not that you can't share your opinions, but just imagine, could I say that to my client's face? If I couldn't say it to my client's face, maybe I shouldn't say it. That's all. But we want to know you as well, right? There you go, Lisa.
Exactly.
Lisa says, love the videos, don't have to be perfect to post. Absolutely. There was some more people that wanted to talk. Cindy?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Lucy, you and I could be besties. My bucket list is to come visit you in Dubai, and I'm not even kidding.
Okay.
I loved everything you said. My biggest aha was being more consistent. I love the idea of the millionaire investor, because that is actually a goal of mine this year, is to focus on that because of our market. And also, what was it? Oh, and LinkedIn. I know the power of LinkedIn. I know the level of people that you're hitting. And so if you have any additional ideas of like consistent, what could I do every week that you could share with us, I would love that. Thank you.
Well,
thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you, Cindy. That's really kind of you. And of course, if you come to Dubai, you can do lots of live videos, right? What I was going to say on LinkedIn and any of these social media handles is, how impactful is your profile first? So before you start sharing and adding and liking, does your profile stand out? So have you written a really nice profile about what you do, your experience? Do you have client testimonials? So build as quickly as you can your profile, and then start using it. Remember what I said at the very beginning? Is it obvious you're in real estate? Does it say Keller Williams? Does it say Colorado? Like, be really, really like the alien from Mars. They don't know you.
The testimonials was the other thing. That was actually the number one thing I got is I've got to be better about testimonials and be more systematized about that.
Absolutely. And I know in the US, you all do reviews all the time, right? There's like, you do Google reviews. We don't have it in Dubai so much. So it's really like, that's something normal that your clients are searching for. Like I look at TripAdvisor when I go on holiday. So I want to also, review my agents. Same thing. Excellent. One more. Can somebody else share an aha they had?
I have a question on that. When we're doing the social media, you were talking about our last 5 deals, and I could go back and look at my last 5 deals and do that. I also want to look ahead. So, and especially for newer agents, I want to, also for them.
Yeah.
What about we target what we want to have?
Yes.
Like when we're looking at that, what do we want our clients to look like? So when we do our branding, when we do our posting, if you want to change the market you're reaching, then maybe you need to change what you're doing and who you're targeting.
Yeah, I love that too. And absolutely. But, whatever you're doing for the future, remember it needs to be relatable and real. So I actually had a very young agent call me up after training, and he's 22. And I love how he thinks big, because I think big as well. And he said, Lucy, I want to change my market. I want to sell over £1 million properties. I want to change my social media from today. How do I do it? And I said, well, you can't just change that you're suddenly driving supercars and, you're selling to the rich. You can't just go out and start changing your profile, because it will look fake. So you're going to have to start a strategy. But first of all, create the ideal client, go through the titles I went through, what do they look like, their interests, I know that my clients on the Palm Jumeirah, they're very interested in private jets and private yachts and supercars. So I started posting more about experiences around those without it being fake. Anyone can go to a private jet show once a year. That wasn't fake. I just happened to do videos while I was looking around the jets, and it's powerful. It makes an impact. Okay, so please share in the chat. I'm just about to finish. The last thing I want you to do is just make a note now of 5 actions you're going to take on your social media from today, having listened to this 1 hour. It's probably not long. It's probably longer than an hour. What are 5 things you're going to do right now? And one of them might be, I'm going to start putting social media as one of my goals on 411. It could be that. One of them could be is Brooksy, I think that's what your screen says. You're doing a 21 video challenge. Love it. It could be, okay, I'm going to go and clean up my LinkedIn profile. but whatever it is, write yourself a 5-point action plan and just get going. And by the way, I would love for all of you to connect on social media. So I'm just going to add it in the chat, what mine are, so you can all find me. So there is my YouTube. You've got my LinkedIn. You've got my Insta here. The best place is probably Instagram because I haven't run out. I've got space there to add people. My Facebook is pretty, there's my Facebook. And then what have I missed? Oh yeah, so outside of America, we have WhatsApp. I know a lot of you don't have WhatsApp. So that's my personal number. You can phone, you can text me. I'm on that every second of my life. If you want to get to me fast, you want to go onto my WhatsApp. And WhatsApp is an app that is free to download, and we can do voice messages, we can phone each other for free, and we can send text messages. So outside of the US, that's how we speak for free, okay? I know you don't have it in the US. Okay, so there's one thing I'm going to leave you with, and the idea is to come back in a month and let's go through what happened to your social media. Now we've done today's course. So I want you to make a note of how many followers you have today. Do a little table for yourself. So how many followers do you have today on your Facebook, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, your YouTube? And we're going to look at how many you have in a month, okay? I want you to write down what leads you get from social media. And more importantly, when you get a lead, ask them, where did you see my post and which post was it? Because the whole point is we want to duplicate success stories. So if you did a post and you got 16 leads and they said, oh, it was that post about the swimming pool, Lucy. Well, guess what? You're going to know that you need to do more posts about the swimming pool in future because it works, right? So we duplicate success and we get rid of anything that didn't work. And finally, I want to share one more little great tip that I have. I've actually connected with a gentleman called Kirby, who's in Keller Williams in Canada. And Kirby will help you organize your Facebook contacts into a database of your own. And he has the most amazing course. He spoke at Founder Reunion in the US and in South Africa. I've got right now a very special deal that he's doing. Just because he knows I'm teaching this to you now. He usually charges $499. If you sign up today and you use my code Lucy's Deal, he'll give it to you for $99. It's a video course and he will share how to go through your entire contacts on Facebook and organize them, sort them into lists, create impact. Once you've done my content, now you want it to be to the right people, right? He'll help you organize all of that. So make sure you avail of that offer. And that's me done. There you go. Can we do, I would love to do a photograph if that's okay. So everybody's got to come on the camera. Can you all come on the camera just for a minute? I don't know how we do this. We're going to have to do 3 pages because I think we've got like 3 pages right now. And the beauty of this is you can start interacting right now. So people on my feed, on my Facebook, are going to see your photo. Okay, so everybody smile. That's the first page. Right, I'm going to page 2. So everybody smile again in case it's you again. Okay, smile. Okay, perfect. So remember, engagement, share, comment. Let's do it. And thank you so much, Jake and Patrick and Amber and all the other leadership for bringing me in today. I loved it.
Thank you, Lucy. Let's give Lucy a big round of applause. Greatly appreciate you and taking that time today. So thank you. There was nugget after nugget after nugget dropping. Thank you. And we'd love to bring you back. So yes. let's chat about that, and maybe we bring you back in 30 days and we share what those results look like.
Let's do it. Yep, 30 days from now I'm back, and let's see how our social media changed our client engagement. And good luck with your bold, everybody.
All right. Thank you, Lucy.
Okay, bye. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.